When you register and pay for either a class or an individual group of spiritual journey coaching sessions, there is a bonus included, and it's your choice, either a subtle energy balancing session that includes Reiki and some other kind of, it'll just depend on what's called for, maybe some crystals, maybe some tuning forks, that kind of thing for your session. Or these Russian Gypsy fortune telling cards. I was introduced to these back in the 90s. I worked in a metaphysical books and gifts store that also offered healing sessions of Reiki and massage and had classes. I could talk about that place for a long time. I really resonated with these. I still use them. And I could talk about these for a long time too. So I'm just going to jump into it. I just move this over. There are 25. You lay them out in 5 rows of 5, shuffling from the right hand to the left hand, which is, into the heart hand. So, it's like that. Well, I think you start with them face up, and then you have an intent, just like you would tarot cards. You have an intent, and while you're shuffling, and then lay them out. Go all the way across, but our very first 2, there is a match. Each card has 4 half pictures on them. So as you're laying them out, I usually stop at each time there is a match. But I'm gonna go across for the row here. And here, there's another match already. Here's a bouquet. I'll start with the sun. So you're allowed to move them as long as you don't change where the card got laid. And the sun is number 31. There are arrows on here that you really can't see, and I won't try to demonstrate that with this lighting and not being able to hold the camera right. The sun is the symbol for warmth and strength of character. Now this one, as you can see, the sun is upside down. So most of the cards, the first 2 positions are something positive and supportive and reinforcing. And the second 2 positions are kind of, hey, pay attention to this, because, maybe this could do, you could use some work on this, or it's a warning of some kind. Usually something dumb like, not dumb, but usually something like, in the next couple of weeks, just try not to get upset about if you misplace your keys, or just watch for things like that. Be more mindful of locking your door or windows, and they're usually just minor things, but some of them are health issues. I knew somebody who had health issues, and she was guided by that, and that you'll get examples of that in the book. Okay, in this position, it says coldness of the heart will freeze you. So, well, that's not great, but let's see, this is a state when you feel neither pain nor love, just emptiness. It usually follows intense emotional experiences. You've given more than your share till finally you are worn out. So, see, it's just things like that kind of will just describe where you are, maybe how you got there, how to get out. But I have found this to be extremely accurate in so many circumstances, and also extremely supportive, because when I do it often enough, like maybe every 3 weeks, something like that, or once a month, I'll get a lot of the same messages, maybe not the same matches, but some of the same cards will be have the similar matches, but just different. It's a different card, different picture, but it's kind of similar meaning. Okay, now this one is the bouquet. I know it just looks like flowers, but it's called bouquet. And oh, very nice. This when the picture is showing itself in correct, up, facing up and down. So the arrow's pointing down, meaning you can see it. It's not upside down. That's good. And bouquet is already a positive, very positive. Number 9. So if this was my reading, which it's really not because I didn't shuffle it correctly and I didn't put an intent into it. My intent was to be demonstrative. That's different than demonstrative, isn't it? Okay, see how I am? I just can stop myself and get all, okay. Great success in all affairs. So maybe this is for somebody hearing this right now, I don't know. Let's see. And she says in here, this is a woman who is descended from Russian gypsies. She's 4th generation at least. And reading the beginning of the book, they never did them for money. They did them for each other. It was a community activity. They read for each other. And so I have never charged money for this. That's why I chose this as my bonus extra kind of, offering sort of thing. So that's what it will look like. And another time I have demonstrated Reiki in the past, but I don't really have anybody right now to stick on a table and show you what it's like. You can look that up. You can Google Reiki and watch all the manner of people doing subtle energy work on tables. But also feel free to contact me and I'd be happy to talk to you about it.